Saan yung congressman? Saan yung senador nyo dyan? Tapos pag naglagay naman po tayo ng institutional amendment, babanatan tayo ng babanatan na corruption, di dapat pwede yun. As long for the record, Mr. President, and you know this, and many of our colleagues know this, all the senators know this, I never handled project lists. All requests were coursed through the Senate Finance Committee. For the record, as Senate President, I never requested, held, or handled any list of project requests from senators. Because the media is asking me this, and I want to put this on record. I refuse to handle any such list. Wala po dumaan na proposed budget amendments sa ating tanggapan. Alam ng mga senador yan. Because whenever the senators would approach me and say, meron kaming mga request, I always tell them, pass it to the finance chair in the finance committee. Always. Lahat ng request ay course to the Senate Committee on Finance na siyang tagapangasiwa ng budget process sa Senado. As a matter of fact, we did the same in the last budget, in this 2026 budget, Mr. President. We did it one step further. We adopted it on the floor with all the documentary requirements needed from RDC to barangay hall request, barangay submission of barangay documents and agency requests. Dito natin ginawa for full transparency. So I'm doing this for full transparency, Mr. President. With that said, I see nothing wrong with making institutional amendments to support roads, bridges, airports, seaports. Yung airport namin sa Bukidnon, 10 years in the making, I'm unapologetic. I really worked hard for institutional amendments to be able to give Central Mindanao an airport, Mr. President. Everybody who's traveled to Bukidnon always complain to me, bakit 4-5 oras yung biyahe namin papunta ng Southern Bukidnon, papunta ng North Cotabato. With an airport now in Bukidnon, the travel time will be less than 30 minutes for these areas, Mr. President. As long as these requirements are requested and approved by implementing agencies, Mr. President, properly carried out and free from any interference driven by personal interest or corruption. Napakalaga po yan, Mr. President. Almost all legislators, and I want to put this out, almost all legislators, except maybe for Senator Ping Lacson and a few, from senators to members of the House of Representatives, introduce amendments to the budget. Everyone. Maybe all of us, whether it is education, whether it's military, PNP, Coast Guard, we introduce amendments, Mr. President. Or else, what are we here for? Aside from passing legislation, the budget passes us. Might as well just let the DBM just approve the budget, and then we'll just be a rubber stamp and no longer be able to help the advocacies that we are pushing for in the different agencies, whether it's culture, arts, education, PNP, public order and security, etc. So, Mr. President, even my idol, whose integrity is beyond reproach, the former Senate President Franklin Drilon, he used institutional amendments to make Iloilo the international mega city that it is today, without corruption, without any, I'd say, misappropriations. But look at Iloilo City. He's my idol on how he was able to develop his own area through institutional amendments, Mr. President, and it is our responsibility to bring much needed development to communities that we have long left behind. Every time binabanatan po tayo. As a matter of fact, before Senator Raffy Tulfo became a senator, I remember in his program, he was still isumbong mo kay Tulfo. This was in 2018. Meron siyang complaint sa Valencia City, Bukidnon. May tulay daw doon, nasira, kawayan, at maraming nalulunod. Napanood ko po yun kasi nalabas sa social media yun. I did an institutional amendment here. We built the bridge. He can confirm that. Kasi I told him, we built the bridge. We finished the bridge. There's no more complaints. That's not even my district. That is another district, Mr. President. But because of institutional amendments, we finished the bridge. We asked their team to verify it. So, I mean, we get bing-bang left and right from social media when there's a road to the barangays that's like a chocolate hill, so full of muddy, and you cannot walk through it. And they say, saan yung congressman? Saan yung senador nyo dyan? Tapos pag naglagay naman po tayo ng institutional amendment, babanatan tayo ng babanatan na corruption, di dapat pwede yun. As long as it is devoid of influence, Mr. President, by the legislator on the choosing, on contractor, on the kalokohans that happened there, as long as it is no corruption, it is transparent and requested by the agency, I don't see anything wrong, Mr. President. So again, I reiterate that there is nothing wrong with institutional amendments for as long as projects are properly implemented. That they are neither ghost projects nor substandard. Yan ang importante. Hindi po siya dapat ghost projects or substandard, Mr. President. And they are devoid of any influence from the proponent legislators that could lead to corruption. That is the statement I made to the media. I also reviewed the documents. I actually showed it to Senator Tito Soto on the testimony earlier of Secretary Manny Bonoan. It was a very simple testimony. He just talked about the process. That there's a budget in the GAA that the senators can request for amendments for their pet projects, whatever. he didn't even single me out as I'm the only one receiving the funds. It's very misleading. I think the word nowadays from our impeachment trial is the word misleading. So it is very misleading what some media outlets are doing by saying that I had control of 25 billion worth of budget. Mr. President, that is a lie. That is not true. As a matter of fact, all the members of the Congress know that whenever they approach me for projects, I say, wala akong pakialam dyan. Punta kayo sa Senate Finance and you apply there your amendments to the projects. Ever since my time in the Senate and in Congress, I've had no issues on public funds because I do not want to have anything to do with that, Mr. President, especially with issues on corruption on public funds. I just want to put that on record very early on, Mr. President. But at least for the benefit of the public, they know that, number one, we have nothing to do about that. I have no ghost projects. I have no substandard projects, at least in Bukidnon. And Mr. President, it is fully transparent. I am fully transparent on these projects. As a matter of fact, it's so transparent that last year, Mr. President, for the budget hearing, I brought in maybe a table full of documents and more documents in the back. Kompleto po. RDC requirement, RDC approval, municipal approval, agency approval with the program of works. Para sure na walang ghost, sure na walang substandard na project at sure na gagawin may accountability dun sa lugar na yan. I've been very careful of that, Mr. President. As a matter of fact, I'm one of those senators na if there's a mayor that asked me and we were able to put the institutional amendments, you can ask the mayors and I have a copy of the letter. I always put there that if there is anyone who transacts with you and asks for any SOP, please tell my office or the NBI and have him imprisoned. Nasa sulat mo namin yan sa mga LGUs who ask us for projects that we assist in institutional amendments, Mr. President. So with that said, I just want to put and allay any fears of people listening in. And my dear colleagues, what's important for me is, my dear colleagues, that wala po tayong hanky-panky na ginawa noon. I guess it's the pitfalls of leadership, Mr. President. You are now the Senate President. I'm sure many are approaching you and asking you for budget as well for next year. Not only congressmen or senators, pati mayors. Right now, we have a steady flow of mayors. I just had a steady flow of mayors in my office. They all gave me envelopes, a request for their folders, for their daycare centers, health centers, for their roads, for their classrooms. Anong gagawin po natin, Mr. President? So, we just want to put that on record. I think I spoke up with what maybe most of my colleagues have in their minds. I think ako na lang, nagsalita na lang ako for my colleagues. So, maraming salamat, Mr. President.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Sa budget season at pinapakinggan ho natin yung budget ng iba't ibang hensya. Marami ho tayong nalalaman na kailangan ho nila. At dito ho natin ginagawa yung mga amendments base po sa pangangailangan nila at base na rin po sa mga request nila. Dito rin ho natin nalalaman yung mga request ng mga LGUs. No? Dahil kagaya po ni Governor Pacquiao na nanggaling lang po sa isang malubhang earthquake. No? At marami ho silang mga tulay doon na nasira. No? Binilang ko nga kanina, halos 20 na bridges ang nasira. So kasama ho sa ating trabaho na tumulong at siguraduhin na yung ating mga ahensya at LGUs ay nabibigyan ng pansin yung kanilang pangangailangan. Pero ang ginawa ho natin last year sa tulong po ng ating mga kasamahan, itong mga proposals at amendments ay ginawa natin transparent. Kaya ho tumagal yung proseso natin last year dahil lahat po ng senador tumayo para po i-explain yung kanilang mga amendments at magbigay po ng mga supporting documents tulad po ng resolutions, tulad po ng program of work, tulad po ng mga requests from the agencies. In fact, hindi ko makakalimutan yung supporting documents ni Senator Erwin Tulfo na parang 10 boxes sila ata yun no, na tinignan ho namin yung mga program of work. At dahil ho doon ay natutulungan natin yung mga LGUs. So mga kasama, yan naman po ang isang direksyon ng ating bagong finance chair na itutuloy po yung mga naumpisahan ho nating mga transparency measures. Lahat po ng amendments in 2026 naka-upload ho yan sa website by senator, by request from agencies at pwede hong tignan ng ating mga kababayan itong mga inamend nating items sa 2026 national budget. Even yung BICAM. Kaya ho yung BICAM umabot ho ng isang linggo. Andun ho kasama ho natin si Senator Kiko Pangilinan dahil inisa-isa ho talaga yung mga amendments at pinakita ho saan nanggagaling po yung mga amendments. Si Senator Pierre was also there no, during the BICAM at naka-livestream in full view of our constituents. So itong mga naumpisahan ho natin ay yan po yung direksyon ng ating bagong finance chairman at tingin ko mas dadamihan pa ho niya yung mga transparency efforts para po mas lalong maging transparent at maintindihan ng ating mga
Mr. President, you basically said what I wanted to say. But I wanted to sisegundahan ko yung sinabi ninyong dalawa kasi kanina lumapit talaga ako kay Migs when I saw Senator Migs when I saw the news article na sabi ko, bakit malisyoso ang dating nito? Nasa kanya na yun to clarify anything, but by the mere fact that may mga projects that the senators are being asked to support in the budget is our job. So, like I said, sinabi mo yon na nandyan yung mga governors, nandyan yung mga from barangay captain, kung sana may CCTV tayo para pakita niyo yung dala ng mga, ano tawag na, sabihin ko, module, folder ng mga from barangay captain to mayors, governors, may dala ho yan kasi nagre-request po ng project. And pag malaki, ang gagawin pa nga nila, iisa-isahin nila, sabihin nila na, Senator, ganito, phase 1 po kasi sa inyo, nahingi na ho namin kay ganito yung phase 2. Why do they do that? Because it is our job. It is in the Constitution. So, alam nila ngayon, none of us, I guess I cannot speak for everyone na, but I'll speak for myself. We don't tolerate corruption here. But I also don't tolerate that there are insinuations that we are doing wrong when we make amendments that are called insertion. Tatawagin ng insertion, tapos may mali siya na. Whether that is the news outlets, people out there from within the Senate, I object to that. That is not fair because it is our job. Ngayon, kung meron kang ginawang malisyoso, di yun, take it up in the proper forum. Pero to just say na si Senator JV, gamitin ko Senator JV kasi okay lang sa kanya to, nag-insert ng ganito karami dun sa sa PhilHealth. Oh, ginagawa namin yan. Because it's our job. Ilang beses ako tumayo dito na, alam niyo yan, kasi kayo po ang chairman, na nilaban ko na ibalik, i-insert. Yes, that is the word insertion. Ibalik, i-insert yung pondo ng PhilHealth na hindi binibigay. So if I call it an amendment, it's okay. But if I call it an insertion, malisyoso yon, bawal yon. So that's what I'm saying. It is our job. So I thank the majority floor leader for standing up and sabi nga niya, ako na tumayo dito. Well, tumatayo din ako with you. And I never went to you for a project kasi nga tama, alam ko na si Finance Chairman, that was Sani Angara at the time, then Senate President last year, and now JV, nasasabi mong, may room ba tayo para sa more classrooms? May space ba na paghahanapan? Remember in our debate yesterday on no detention, di ba? I put on record na nagdagdag ako ng budget for zero balance billing. And then the Senate President properly reminded me na hindi lang para dun sa mga regional hospitals and LGUs, pati sa specialty hospitals. You reminded me. And then I even said nga na yung pilot project na I proudly, ako nag-initiate. Ako talaga nag-insert nun. 1 billion for pilot project ng LGU Zero Balance. Kasi naaawa ko sa mga mayor na pinupuntahan sila ng mga pasyente na, in-announce po Zero Balance. Ay, hindi kasi kami kakasama doon. So, mali lang yung 1 billion, sobrang konti. But I put on record, it's a start. I could have asked you, because kayo, Mr. Senate President, ang chairman nun, sige na, lagyan mo to ng 10 billion because 10 is probably kulang sa dami ng LGU hospitals natin. But alam ko may hangganan, so start ako 1 billion. Kaya sa next chairman natin ng Committee on Finance, abangan mo, kasi pag nagamit ng maganda yung LGU zero balance budget na yon, baka doblehin ko, triplehin ko. I'm sure papayag ka kasi full support din tayo sa bagong PhilHealth chairperson president. Diba? So ganun yun, that is the process. So thank you, Majority Floor Leader, for bringing this up. Sana nakadagdag lang tayo sa pagkakaintindi ng mga kababayan natin on what our jobs are. And again, no tolerance naman po tayo sa mga kasamaan at mga corruption naman dyan. We're just doing our job. Thank you.
Yung pangalan
Thank you,
ko, totoo
Senator
yun.
Pia.
May nagreklamo po sa akin way back tungkol doon sa problema sa bagong taas Valencia City, Bukidnon. Si Emmanuel Capul pumunta po sa programa ko all the way from Bukidnon to complain tungkol doon sa mataas na dike sa tabing ilog na umabot sa kabahayan at kalsada na umaapaw. Kasi ito yung hindi tinapos na project ng DPWH, biglang inabandona. Kasi nakatiwangwang lang. At maraming residente ang sobrang apektado doon sa problema ngayon. At nang inilapit ko nga po kay Senator Mig Subiri, at that time, naayos po yung problema. Thank you, Senator Mix.
Ng mayorya. Sana lang po sa susunod, pag kami nagsulat ng ganyan, ituloy-tuloy nyo naman kasi kami, pero hindi nabanggit na FLR yon for later release.
Chair of the Committee on Finance. I intend to continue the reforms that which the Senate President started when he was Committee on Finance Chair. Of course, as an offshoot because of that, the biggest scandal ever to hit. There were safeguards that were put in place and belt tightening and so on. But we will continue with the transparency and in the reforms that you started. Of course, everything will be available online. As you, the BICAM will now be also be open. It will be an open BICAM, and we will also consult the civil society organization. It will be a very open budget, and all the information that will be needed will be readily be available. Earlier, I already told our that we will not accept or allow insertions and amendments done in the BICAM. No, if ever it will be done here in open on the floor, on the amendment portions as we deliberate on the budget. So it will be allowed on floor, but during the BICAM, it will not be allowed anymore as you started, Mr. President. So be rest assured that we will make sure that the trust of the people will regain the trust, no, because of the reforms that we have started last year with the budget here in the Senate. But again, it will be this earlier I would say that we need to balance because the unintended of that too tightening and safeguards, no, that were instilled is that the economic progress, no, quite slow down a bit because of the very slow public spending. So we really have to strike a balance. But be rest assured that transparency and the reforms will continue. And just like what the majority leader has said, no, there are and the rest, there are a lot of, it's part of our job as legislators to also so not all insertions or amendments they call it are bad. There are good amendments, in fact, no, especially for colleges, for state colleges, for and other programs, no, that will really improve the quality of lives of our people. And just to give you an example, Senate President, one of our guests, Governor Dato Tuca Mastura of the newly created Maguindanao del Norte. This is a historic visit because this is the visit when the newly created province, no, had their he's the governor created province, and I had the chance, Mr. President, to be the first official to visit the newly the Maguindanao del Norte, and just the same, he came with the provincial in Dato Sharifuddin Mastura, Deputy Speaker, Attorney Ishar Mastura. And also, I just like to mention my classmate who I last saw in De La Salle, 1992. Former Vice Governor Dustin Mastura is here also. He was the one, incidentally, Mr. President, who stood up and after the Ampatuan massacre, who fought the Ampatuans and won against them, no, as Vice Governor. So these people come from the very far-flung area of Maguindanao del Norte. Pupunta po sila dito sa Senado. May dala hong halimbawa, may request po sila. Parang ang hirap naman ho nating tamblahin o tanggihan, di ba? Kung ang dami hong lumalapit sa atin, I'm sure a lot of our colleagues na can relate. Na napakarami, lalo na yung nanggaling sa yung wala hong direktang flight, pupunta rito, may mga request, para ang hirap naman na hindi ho natin pakikinggan at pagbibigyan kung pwede naman. Okay? And I think I would agree that it's really part of the job, part of legislation to improve our budget, and be rest assured that to my colleagues that although of course transparency will continue, reforms will continue, but of course we have to make sure also that we serve our purpose. That is, if there are projects or programs that will improve the quality of lives of our people, then that's part of our job. Thank you, Mr. President.
Not help but associate myself to the statements made by our distinguished majority leader, our Senate President himself, and Senator Pia, Senator Tulfo, Senator JV. Malicious is parang kulang po yung salitang malisyoso, Mr. President. A couple of days ago, si Senator Robin Hood at si Senator Bongo naman yung face of the day. Ngayon si Senator Migs. When we are just doing our job, I would like to put on record, Mr. President, that this representation worked very hard para dun sa budget noon sa cancer treatment center dun sa Philippine General Hospital. Ilang bilyon po yun na pinagtulong-tulungan po nating mga senador. Yung pong pagtayo ng e-library sa Bulacan State University, pinagtulong-tulungan po natin yun. Tinulungan nyo rin po ako noon dito sa Senado. Kanina po kasama namin dito si President Jamison Tan ng BASI dito po sa San Rafael, Bulacan. Ikatlong building na yung itinatayo po dun sa Agricultural Center na yun. Last time, si Senator Kiko and I worked for the Bustos Dam. And unfortunately, wala na kaming makuhang pondo, kulang yung nagawa po namin. But we are working still to find more funds para i-finance ito. And that's the main reason why flooding is still a big problem in our beloved province. Tomorrow, I'll be visiting 11 towns, Mr. President. Lubog pa rin ho sa baha. And unfortunately, even I'd be consistent with my advocacies in this same podium, Mr. President. Over and over again, since 2022, I've been talking about flood control. Nagpagawa po tayo ng feasibility study para po dun sa Bulacan. It took them 2 years, Mr. President. After 2 years, ask me if they were able to finish it. Yes, but are they implementing it? Hindi po. And, this is the main reason, Mr. President, that it pains me a lot as a legislator, as a member of this august chamber, na pag ginagawa mo yung trabaho mo, may isang malisyoso dyan na babatuhin ka ng putik, pero pag hindi ho nag-stick yung putik, hindi na sasabihin na tama naman pala yung ginawa mo, Mr. President. So, I'd like to associate myself again with our colleagues here. And I can assure you, Mr. President, when Senator Zubiri was our Senate President, lahat po tayo, Mr. President, kinakausap niya kung paano natin isakatuparan yung ating mga advocacies sa iba't ibang ahensya ng ating pamahalaan. Hindi lang po sa DPWH, but in every single agency na dumadaan po dito sa ating institution. So I just want to put that on record, Mr. President, and I still would like to congratulate our colleagues for doing their job and making this country a better nation than before. Thank you, Mr. President.
Mahirap po mag-react sa isang issue na hindi natin alam anong pinagbabasihan at ano ang motibo. Marahil mas mabuting ibalik ang tanong sa nagbanggit nito. Base sa sinabi ni Mr. Bonoan, parte ito ng kanyang testimony sa Sandigan Bayan kung saan may hinaharap siyang kaso. Siya ang akusado, it would be best that he focuses his defense on proving his innocence rather than dragging our work as legislators into their mess. Dinamay pa nga kami ni Senator Robin. Una sa lahat, kung may ipinasang listahan ng isang undersecretary niya sa kanya ng mga proyektong galing daw sa opisina ng isang senador, anong listahan ba ang tinutukoy niya? Dahil sigurado po ako na wala naman tayong ipinasang listahan kay Yusek Bernardo. Gayunpaman, kaysa lagyan agad ng mali siya, natural naman na magkaroon ng koordinasyon at komunikasyon ang legislatura at ehekutibo, lalo na sa pagdating ng pagbantay ng tamang implementasyon ng mga proyekto. Halimbawa, simula nang naging senador ako, madalas ko pong kinakalampag ang mga departamento kapag may hinaing, request o report na nakakarating sa aking opisina, lalo na sa malalayong lugar na hindi pa tapos yung proyekto, kailangan ng mga completion, mas bibigyan sana natin ng prioridad ito to make it operational at magamit po ng ating mga kababayan. Kasama na dyan ang mga nagpa-follow up ng mga proyektong pang local development na hindi na-actionan at na-implementa ng maayos. Parte naman dyan parte ng mandato ng senador bilang representanteng pang-national, yan naman po ang ating trabaho, na tugunan kaagad ito at maparating sa tamang ahensya. At hanggang ngayon, marami pa rin pumipila sa aming opisina hanggang ngayon na humingi ng tulong, hindi pa nila nagagamit ito, kailangan tapusin, kailangan mapunduhan. Sir, unahin nyo naman yung lugar namin, 4th class municipalities kami, tulungan nyo kami. Hanggang ngayon po, lalong-lalo na po ako, ang hirap po ng buhay ko dahil naging parte po ako ng previous administration. Kailangan ko ng soft landing na mapaintindi sa kanila na hindi ko na po matutulungan gaya ng ginagawa natin ng mga nakaraang taon, nung 6 years po na sa previous administration ni Pangulong Duterte. Parte rin po ng trabaho natin na bantayan ang implementasyon ng mga batas na ating pinasa rito. Oversight function natin yon, kasama na dyan ang national budget bawat taon na naglalaman rin po ng mga proyektong nasa ilalim ng DPWH. May mga tinatawag na continuing projects na kailangang mapondohan. Mayroon rin mga proyektong nasa GAA kung nung nakaraang taon na hanggang ngayon, yun nga po ang isa sa mga problema, no. Kami pa yung nadamay dito na sa totoo lamang po kami yung less privileged dito. At alam naman po ng mga kasamahan natin yan for the past 3 years na ako mismo yung mga proyekto nga po na nabilong po dun sa FLR yung for later release at hindi nare-release yung pondo at hindi na umpisahan. Ibig sabihin yan, ako po yung kami, yung mga less privileged dito sa Senado. As early as 2023, yung mga proyekto ko po ay, yung mga amendments natin hindi pa nare-release dahil identified po ako sa nakaraang administrasyon. At ganoon naman talaga ang buhay. Unang-una po, sa anumang listahan na yan, pakiklaro lang po na napakaraming listahan talaga ng proyekto na dapat aksyonan ng DPWH sa ngayon. Pero hindi ito nangangahulugan na konektado po ito sa flood control o korupsyon. So bago lagyan ng kulay ang pagbanggit ng pangalan ko ni Senator Robin sa kanyang testimonya, bigyan sana ng tamang konteksto dahil mula noon hanggang ngayon, wala naman tayong ibang pakay kundi magtrabaho at magserbisyo lang po sa ating mga kababayan, lalong-lalo na po yung mga nangangailangan. At yung mga lugar na nangangailangan, yun talagang gusto nating unang matulungan. Ang aking pagrepresenta at pagbigay boses sa taong bayan ay mandato ko po. Hindi yan pangingialam o pag-iimpluwensya sa maling paraan sa trabaho ng iba, lalo na po sa ekotibo. Ulitin ko lang po, kami yung mga less privileged dito for the past 3 years. In fact, yung mga 2026, hanggang ngayon po hindi na re-release yung mga proyekto. Kahit na yung iba po ay pinaghirapan natin, nung hinimay natin, Mr. President, during amendments, open naman po yan dito, yung mga amendments natin nung nakaraang budget deliberation, ay dumaan po yan sa inyo. Pinag-aralan natin, pinagsusian ng mabuti at hanggang ngayon po yung iba ay hindi pa po na re-release at hindi pa napapakinabangan ng ating mga kababayan. Gayunpaman, hindi ito naging hadlang para ipaglaban kung ano ang tama at nararapat para sa taong bayan. Patuloy akong maninindigan laban sa anumang klase ng korupsyon at tulad ninyo, hangad ko rin na magkaroon ng hustisya dito sa flood control scandal. Panagutin ang dapat managot na walang halong kulay o politika. Dapat lumabas at manaig ang katotohanan. Maraming salamat po, Mr. President.